Energy, work, and power. Introduction. Energy exists in different forms, and when something happens, it is likely to be due to energy being transferred from one form to another. Energy is the property of something that makes it able to exert a force and do work. When work is done, energy is transferred from one object to another. The amount of work done is equal to the amount of energy transferred. Energy transfer is needed to enable people, computers, machines, and other devices to work and to enable processes and changes to occur. Energy exists in different forms. Forms of energy. Chemical energy. Kinetic energy is the energy of an object due to its motion. Sound energy is the energy released by vibrating objects. Gravitational potential energy is the energy due to its higher position. Forms of energy. Nuclear energy is the energy released from nuclear fission or nuclear fusion. Elastic potential energy is the energy stored in an elastic object like a spring of a motorcycle. Chemical energy is the energy stored in the chemical bonds of molecules. Heat energy is the energy released by a hot object. Chemical energy is energy that is stored in the chemicals from which a material is made. Chemical energy is stored in the links between the atoms that make molecules. Food and fuels, like oil, gas, coal and wood, are concentrated stores of chemical energy. The energy is released when the links between some of the atoms are broken and the molecule in which the energy was stored is broken down into smaller molecules. Carbohydrates store chemical energy in food. During respiration, carbohydrate is broken down into carbon dioxide and water. Energy released is used by the body. Fuels cause energy transfers when they are burned in an engine or a boiler. Batteries are compact sources of chemical energy, which in use is transferred to electrical energy. The energy a body has because of its position or condition. There are gravitational potential energy and elastic potential energy. Force of gravity between an object and the Earth pulls the object towards the center of the planet. If an object is in a position above the surface of the Earth, it possesses stored energy called gravitational potential energy. Each of these objects is supported by something, but if the support is removed, they will accelerate to the Earth's surface. Their potential energy will be released and changed into other forms. Elastic potential energy is possessed by a spring or any elastic material. Elastic materials are materials which can be easily squashed, stretched, or bent, but spring back into shape once the force acting on them is removed. When their shape is changed, they store energy, which will allow them to return to their original shape. The downward force is equal to the weight of the object. Therefore, the force, F, needed to lift the box at a uniform velocity I equal to mg. Work done. Work has to be done to compress or stretch a spring or elastic material, and energy is transferred to elastic potential energy. Electrical energy. Electrical energy is produced by energy transfers at power stations and in batteries. It is the most common form of energy used in homes and industry because of the ease of transmission and transfer to other forms. Heat energy. This is also called thermal or internal energy and is the final fate of other forms of energy. It is transferred by conduction, convection, or radiation. Energy transfers. As the energy is transferred, it is transformed. Examples of energy transfer. Microphone changes sound energy into electrical energy. Loudspeaker changes electrical energy into sound energy. Electric current. Belts, chain, or gears are used to transfer energy between moving parts, such as those in a bicycle. Electrical energy to heat and light energy. Chemical energy, from muscles in the arm, to PE, strain energy of catapult. Potential energy of water to kinetic energy of turbine to electric energy from generator. Energy conservation. Principle of conservation of energy. Principle of conservation of energy says that energy cannot be created or destroyed, it is always conserved. It can only be changed from one form to another. energy is continually being transferred from one form to another. Some forms, such as electrical and chemical energy, are more easily transferred than others. Ultimately, all energy transfers result in the surroundings being heated, as a result of doing work against friction, and the energy is wasted. Kinetic energy is the energy of an object due to its motion. Non-renewable energy sources. Fossil fuels. These include coal, oil, and natural gas, formed from the remains of plants and animals which lived millions of years ago. Renewables. Solar energy. Wind. They are the main energy source. Burning fossil fuels pollutes the atmosphere with carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide. Carbon dioxide emission increases global warming. Burning coal produces most carbon dioxide. When coal and oil are burnt, they also produce sulfur dioxide, which causes acid rain. Non-renewables. Uranium pellet. Natural gas. Nuclear fuels. Uranium is a radioactive substance used in the nuclear reactor to produce electricity. Highly energy-intensive source of energy. Advantages of non-renewable fuel. High energy density and the relatively small size of the energy transfer device, e.g. a furnace, which releases their energy. Their ready availability when energy demand increases suddenly or fluctuates seasonally. Nuclear fuels do not release carbon dioxide or sulfur dioxide, but they do generate radioactive waste materials with very long half-lives. Safe ways of storing this waste for perhaps thousands of years must be found. If an accident occurs, dangerous radioactive material can leak from the reactor and spread over a large area. Renewable energy sources. Solar energy. The energy falling on the Earth from the sun is mostly in the form of light. Its greatest potential use is as an energy source for low-temperature water heating. Solar panels are used to convert light into heat energy. Solar energy can also be used to produce high-temperature heating if a large curved mirror, a solar furnace, focuses the sun's rays onto a small area. The energy can then be used to turn water to steam for driving the turbine of an electric generator in a power station. Solar cells can be used to supply electricity to homes, electronic equipment in communication, and other satellites. They are also used for small-scale power generation in remote areas of developing countries. Wave energy. The rise and fall of sea waves have to be transferred by wave energy converter into the rotary motion required to drive a generator. Wave energy absorber generator. Wind turbines are used to drive electrical generators. Wind turbines can be noisy and may be considered unsightly, so there is some environmental objection to wind farms. Small systems are being developed to supply island communities with power. Tidal and hydroelectric energy. The flow of water from a higher to a lower level from behind a tidal barrage or the dam to drive a water turbine connected to a generator. The building of a dam destroys wildlife habitats. Land previously used for forestry or farming may have to be flooded.